All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to continue on here with basic math rules. And let's see, when we talked last time, we talked about exponents and roots. And we also talked about decimals and percents. And now we're going to get into what's called order. Turn my thing on here. I'm going to get into something called order of computations. Okay, so order of computation is basically the thing you want to know most about it. And the first rule is anything enclosed in parentheses, anything like this, anything done inside here needs to be treated like a single number. So you want to do any operation on that formula or that expression inside the parentheses, you want to do that first before going on to what's outside parentheses. So with nested parentheses, you want to work then from the inside out, okay? So for example, if I had, pull up another color here. If I had this 4 times 7 minus 2, and I needed to figure that out, it's very important that I do what's inside the parentheses first, because sometimes you want to force people to do what's something that is outside of the order of operation or order of computation that's set in the rules that we'll talk about in just a second. So if it's in the parentheses, you want to do that first. And in this situation, it would end up being 5 times 7, and that would equal 35. Okay? A number next to parentheses is a multiplication. It's basically like there's a little dot right there. All right, so you want to do what's in the parentheses first before you do anything else. That's the first thing to remember, all right? So if I come back over and delete this, let's move into this next concept. If you don't have parentheses to guide you, then you want to do all of the exponents first, followed by multiplication and division second, and then lastly followed by addition and subtraction. So the order of computation is basically the one is going to be parentheses first, second, exponents, third, multiplication and division, and then fourth, addition and subtraction. So you want to go in this order. Okay, so that's very important because it will help you compute correct responses or answers. Okay. All right, so to give an example of this, if I had, say, 5 plus 3 times 2 minus 4 times 6 plus 3, what does that equal? All right, now it's a pretty long equation here, or math problem, we'll call it that. But let's apply these order of computations to it. So what's in the parentheses needs to happen first. So let's do that first. So when we convert this, this is going to end up being 9 times 4, 2, 3, 5. All right. So we got the parentheses first. Any exponents we don't have in this formula, so that's out. Then we do multiplication and division next. So we have two signs of multiplication. We've got this one and this one. So we'll do those first. So 5, we'll carry that down. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 4 times 9 is 36. You see how this one in particular we needed, if we didn't multiply that first, 2 would have been subtracted from 4, and then that answer would have been multiplied by 9, and that would have made it an incorrect response. So order of computation is really, really important. All right, so now we've gotten through multiplication and division. Then we get to addition and subtraction. So this is going to end up being 5 plus 6 is 11. Minus 36 is going to equal something. All right, now we get back into negative and positive numbers. And remember, you want to change everything to addition and change the sign of the number value. That just keeps it simple. And then it's the sign of the largest. So the answer is going to end up being a negative number, and then you subtract the number from it. So that ends up being 25. So the answer is negative 25. Now, if you hadn't followed this order correctly, if you hadn't applied these concepts to what we just did, you would not have come up with the correct answer. You would have come up with another answer instead. So that's why order of computation is so important, especially in some of the things that we'll be talking about when we get into statistics and research concepts, and then into psychometrics. Okay. All right. So that's order of computation. I think what we'll do is we'll do summation next, but we'll do summation in its own video because it's going to be a little long to put in this one. So I will see you in the next video.